Stephanie here from Oh You're Lovely, and today we are going to take straws and make them into the most elegant centerpiece ever. Don't believe me? You are in for a super big treat. Alright guys, this tutorial is going to be so fun. It is a little hard to maybe wrap your head around at first, but once you start making them, they go together super quickly. The combinations are kind of limitless, but they're a ton of fun. Hooper. I was gonna say a super big payoff for such simple supplies. So I think you guys are gonna get a huge kick out of this. I hope you enjoy the tutorial, and let's just jump right into it. First thing that you're gonna need is 12 straws, or for this one, I'm actually gonna be using bamboo straws, but you could cut plastic straws to size. You're also going to need some sort of wire. I'm gonna use binding wire because that's what I have on hand, or maybe it's bind wire, I never remember. Otherwise, some jewelry wire, something like that can also be used as well. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut a whole bunch of it off. I don't have a rhyme or reason, I can't tell you the measurement. I'm just gonna cut a ton because I'd rather have more than I need than less than I need. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create 5 triangles in a row. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 2 straws and we're going to create another triangle off of our other one. And this is where having a really long wire sometimes becomes a pain in the butt, but it's okay. Like I said, better to have extra than not enough. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to take our wire and we're going to go up. Either this one or this one, doesn't really matter. Once you've got a pattern going though, then it's gonna matter which straw you connect to. I'm just gonna go up this one. And we're gonna do this until we have 5 triangles. For this one, I'm actually going to go all the way through both of those. Because if I go out here, that's not gonna be where I want it to go. So I'm gonna go all the way through 2 of them. And we're gonna take and make sure that our wire goes to the end of a bottom edge. Next thing that we're gonna do, as I tighten that up, is we're gonna bring these together, and then you'll find where we're missing another connection, and that's our final straw. Actually, we're gonna go this way. Take that through. Connect it over here, because then we need to bring it across to the other side. Okay, there's that there. Okay, and now we're gonna take our wire one more time and we're gonna loop it right there. And we're going to create a connection point right at the end. And cut off any extra excess wire that you have. Now I'm gonna show you guys one other little extra tip to finish off this whole piece. Okay, so I lost power as I was filming this, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. So I've already gotten one that I made out of straws. Here's the one we worked on with the bamboo. Like, what is in there? You don't need to see that yet. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna create these like little rivets, what's the word I'm looking for? Welding points, so that when we spray paint it, it looks like it's got these little like welded points at the ends. So you have a couple options that you can do. As you can see over here, what I've been doing is I grab my glue gun and I make these tiny little dollops of hot glue on my silicone mat, and then they dry flat and clear. And then I glued them back onto these spots and then trimmed them to size. Another option, we're just gonna give it a go and try and see how it works, is to just glue directly into these and just kind of tidy them up as best we can so that it looks like we were welding instead of hot gluing and using straws and wires and all that fun stuff. Now this does get a little bit messy. Pay attention to where you are in terms of your hot glue and all that fun stuff so that you're not gluing your hand by accident, because nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. All right, flip, flip, flip. All right, I'm gonna set that one to dry. Okay. I'm gonna set it so that hopefully it doesn't stick to too much of that. Now because it's a silicone mat, it will come right off, so it's not a big deal, and then we'll trim that up. I'm gonna do the same, I think, with the bamboo one. I think we're gonna just put little glue right in there and hope for the best. But again, if you want, you can make your own little rivets and then glue them on. You just put in some more hot glue and put the little guy on top of it and then trim it to size. I did find when I did that though, I created more of a jagged kind of edge. So we'll see. We're gonna let this dry and then we're gonna go spray paint. Now it is storming out, so I'm not gonna do the spray paint outside. So please, nobody tell my husband that I just spray painted in the garage. Okay, deal, good deal. All right guys, so we have spray painted everything. I will tell you, I have an opinion now about the little rivet points. I also have to say, this might be my favorite spray paint gold forever and ever now, I think. I mean, don't tell the others, but Rust-Oleum metallic gold. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, so I did two different types of ways to make these like rivet points. As you can see, for this one, all that I did was I like put my glue right on the connection points and let it dry as is. And some places it got flat and some it didn't. But I kind of like that a little bit better than the way that I did this one. This one, I cut out the little pieces and then glued them into place. I mean, they're all right, but they're a little bit more structured and a little bit more jagged and more geometric almost, and not as like soft as what you would find when you're doing an actual welding piece with those like little bulbs of like metal. So I do like that better. I do also like using the bamboo straws versus straws like your funky plastic straws. This just gives a little bit more weight. So if you're like, I doubt someone at your event is gonna like be throwing it around, but this has a lot more weight to it than this does. So it's just got a little bit of extra oomph to it. So I do like the bamboo sticks, straws, and they're already cut to size, so you don't have to do anything else to them. And then I did the same thing as I did with the one I liked, where I just put little bulbs of hot glue in between to give it that look of a rivet point. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I've got these, that one still got spray paint on the back. I took these wood little circles. I think these are maybe, oh, I'll tell you in a second. I don't know what size, maybe 2 inches? Nope, 3 inches. 3-inch diameter circles, they're wood, but then I spray painted them with that gold. Oh my God, this gold is so awesome. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little arrangement and pop it in there, kind of floating in there is what we're gonna do. You could get a bigger circle, probably like a 4-inch circle, and be able to connect it completely in there. I'm not going to, and you'll see why in a minute. All right, let's get to flower time. It's the best part, isn't it? So for this part of the project, all we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some greenery. I have little bits and bobs, as I like to call it, just little parts that I've cut off of others. I am going to do, maybe we'll do all 3, I don't know, we'll see. Feel how crafty I feel. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a base of greenery around there, and then I'm just gonna fill in with a couple little accent fillers. Now, if this goes out over the circle, that's okay for this part of it. The flowers, you probably wanna keep closer to your, like, nuzzle those into the center, and you'll see that too in just a second as to why. All right, I'm gonna start gluing this down in place, and we'll get it all done. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. That's not what we're talking about. That works. Okay. Pile of greenery done. It always looks that way at first, but then the magic of everything is you place a flower in there and it magically just all starts to pull together. All right, let's get that in there. For these size kind of centerpieces, I probably wouldn't do more than 3 flowers. That's just me. It's gonna depend too on like what size your focal flower is. But I'm gonna kind of do like a triangle, and I'm gonna flank the big flower with some of these smaller flowers. So that we've got something pretty to look at on all angles, since this is definitely a 360 kind of arrangement. Okay, so remember how I said don't go over your triangle? Because this is the fun part. And I say that slightly sarcastically. But we're gonna take this. We're gonna slide everything in. It's probably better to do this when the glue is all settled and dry. But there we go. It's got like a little egg going on there. All right, that was fun. Let's do the other ones, shall we? For this, what I'm gonna do though, is I'm going to stick with this base as my greenery so that I have cohesiveness in terms of the greenery and kind of the color story. But the flowers themselves, I'm gonna use different colors that would be, say, in my fictional color story for a fictional event that I'm having. I'm already married, so I don't need something like this, and I ain't having a party anytime soon. But if I were, this is what I would do. I would stick with the same kind of greenery on each one. Not necessarily the accent fillers. Like over here, I've got like some ginkgo, and I've got some orange ruscus, and then I have some of the other fillers that we used in the other one. And I might sprinkle those in so that I'm not gonna make sure that I have the exact same one and placement and all that fun stuff in each of these. The only thing that's gonna be similar each time is that base greenery so that I have some consistency throughout it, but everything will tie together because of that. And then for the colored flowers, like I really wanna use this bad boy with that gold, oh my gosh. So I'm gonna do that, I think. And then let's see what other little extra. We did some creams, so let me grab a cream flower here. Cute as can be. And then we'll do a bark one again too. We'll keep it consistent in that story. How about that? Oh, perfect. Okay, so let's get that all squared away. I don't know if you saw how I place these in though, as I go in at an angle. I'm not going straight down in, I'm kind of angling them in. Yeah. Whatever that means. I'm angling them in so that there's a little bit more dimension going on too. All right, I'm gonna let that one dry just a little bit. So we're gonna scoot them off to the side and we'll work on the last one. Yeah, we'll do that one. Okay, we've got that. Got another bark flower. This one's got a decent amount of glycerin in it, so I can kind of like floof it the way I want. Like that. And then we'll do a rose like we did on the other one. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got our flowers. I think this time I'm gonna go a little wild. Let's see if we can get some of that ginkgo in there. But again, we're gonna start our base with this lovely greenery. And if it's still, it might still be available in the shop. I think it's like cranberry mix. Don't quote me on that. I'll try to remember to link it in the comments. But it's a fun one to kind of take apart and use little bits for your projects. Okay. And since that worked so well the last time, we're just gonna start gluing this whole bunch of stuff down and just see how it goes. We don't want it to be too flat, so we're gonna bring up the kind of the angles. Use these guys for that. And I'll also use some of this too. So this will kind of give us some more flow. All these hand stuff today, what's going on? And some of these longer pieces, that's okay if they like kind of cascade out of our geo thing, because these are super like short or like super narrow, so they're gonna go through without a problem. All right, there we go. There's adding my little bit of height so that we're not just sitting super flat and flush. We're gonna let that one dry a little bit. I might futz with this a little bit because I want a lot, like I said, I want it not to be too flat. But I'm gonna play with this just a minute and then we'll get that also squared away in its little geo guy. There. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Man, I got more glue on my table. All right, guys, there we go. There's the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this from start to finish. They're just so stinking lovely. I just can't get over these. And a little bit of greenery. They're all a little bit different, but they all cohesively go together. I love it so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to subscribe to our channel and ring that bell. And to find out about the 150 style Sola Flowers, as well as greenery and craft supplies we carry, go to ohyourelovely.com. And until next time, this is Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, and you, my friends, are absolutely lovely. Bye, guys. Look at that. Look at that.